All right, now look, if you are anything like me around this time of the year, you more than likely have some extra heavy whipping cream laying around in your kitchen. And I don't know about you, but it is too damn expensive to be letting it go to waste. So let's get in the kitchen so I can show you guys how to make some homemade butter.
Whipping up all of your favorite recipes. Simply Food. You should know by now that you're in for a treat. Simply Food.
There's no other channel where you'd rather be.
Simply Food. Seafood, pasta, cakes, and pies. Sing and laugh and even cry. Like and share and hit subscribe. Simply Food by TY.
Alright, I'm back! Okay, so look, I really wasn't even gonna make this like an actual like video, but I figured why not? Look, if you guys have any leftover heavy whipping cream from the holiday, don't let that go to waste. Make homemade butter. It'll just look. It'll come in handy. You can use it for cakes. You can use it to put on your homemade dinner rolls. You know, whatever you use butter for, you can use it. So don't let this heavy whipping cream go to waste. So I have my stand mixer here. You don't have to use a stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer or you can do it by hand. It will take you a little bit longer though if you do it by hand. Trust me, all you have to do is literally just pour in all of this heavy whipping cream. I was not about to let this go to waste. And even though while I have no intentions on eating this butter anytime soon, it can freeze really well. So that's the reason why I was like, oh no, we're not about to let this go to waste. So I'm just gonna pour all of this in there. Down in the comment section below, let me know how y'all's Thanksgiving went. Also, send me pictures of y'all plates. I wanna see what y'all made. All right, so now I'm gonna turn this on and I'm gonna allow this to whisk until everything has solidified and the water has separated, which will then leave us buttermilk. And then I will show y'all the next step. Just letting you guys know, I have this set on a level 6, and if you have a cover, make sure you put that on so that you can avoid a big mess. All right, so I just wanted to show y'all, we've just now entered into the whipping cream stage. Now, this took roughly about 5 minutes, but we are nowhere near done. We have got to continue to let this go until it has turned into butter, and you will definitely be able to tell the clear difference. You will see all the butter pretty much kind of get caught up in this here, and you'll see a bunch of liquid at the bottom. So we got to keep going. All right, y'all, so as you can see, we're finally starting to see that heavy whipping cream solidify. And you can see that buttermilk down at the bottom of our mixer here, but we are not done yet. Make sure that you're going in periodically and scraping it down, but we still have a ways to go. Now you guys can see that it's starting to finally look like butter. I actually think I might let this go for another minute or so, but this is what we're looking for. And all that down at the bottom, that's homemade buttermilk. Alrighty, you guys, so now that my butter is good to go, I'm now gonna take it and put it in a separate bowl, preferably something that is stainless steel. Again, all of this back here that's in the back, that is homemade buttermilk. Do not get rid of that. I'm now gonna form this into a ball, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna try to squeeze out as much of the buttermilk in this as possible. I'm now gonna cover this up with some cold water, preferably filtered water. This is going to help extract any of that residual buttermilk that is in there so that, this will last a lot longer. As you're doing this, just make sure that you're giving it a good squeeze. The water is going to be super, super cloudy, so I'm probably going to do this process about 2 to 3 times just until the water is not as cloudy. All right, so now that the water is pretty much running clear, I'm now just gonna go in and I'm gonna squeeze this to get rid of as much of that excess water as possible. I have a secondary bowl over here to the side because once I get all of this excess water out, I don't want to place it back inside of this bowl any longer. Look at how much homemade butter this is. Absolutely incredible. I'm telling you, you don't want to be wasting stuff when you can turn it into something else that you could absolutely make use of. You know what I mean? All right, so now that we got that out, I'm now going to transfer this over to another bowl. Now, this is the part in the recipe where you want to decide, would you like for yours to be salted or unsalted? You can also split it in half depending on how big of a batch. For me, anytime I'm making homemade butter, it's primarily because I'm going to be using it on some homemade bread. And so because of that, I'm absolutely going to want it to be salted. So I'm going to go in and based on how much butter I have here today, I'm going to start off with a half a tablespoon of some fine sea salt, and I'm going to mix this in all together, and then I will come back. I'm going to give this a taste and then see if I would like to add any more. Now I'm just running my fingers through it. You can use one of those fancy paddles if you want, but honey, I don't think it's necessary. Put yourself on some gloves, mash it through your fingers, and honey, that salt will be fully incorporated. Just gave this a taste, and my God, that half a tablespoon was the perfect amount. So now I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up, and that really is just, it really is just that simple. It's not difficult to do this at all. Gonna wrap this bad boy up in some cling film here, just like so. I'm gonna do it in a nice log. And I'm gonna double this up, so don't worry. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place this in the refrigerator. I'm going to let this solidify. But then tomorrow, I'm actually going to put this in a vacuum seal bag and then place it in the freezer so that this will last. And I will likely also cut it in half. But that is really how simple it is to make homemade butter. But I think we should go in for a taste test. Let's do it. All right, y'all. I got one of my homemade dinner rolls here. I'm just going to pull this bad boy open. Good God Almighty. Let's go in with a little bit of that butter that we've just made. Look how it goes on there. Boy, I tell you, this is about to be some kind of good. Let's go in for a taste test, child. All right, y'all, let's go in for a taste test. Homemade dinner yeast rolls with homemade butter. Boy. Look at that damn dinner roll. Slathered in homemade butter. Yeah, I did that. And like I said, make sure you do not waste all of that homemade buttermilk, because my God, today, this can be used to make biscuits, pancakes, put it inside of your regular cakes. Anything that you normally use buttermilk for, you have now made yourself some homemade buttermilk. Just make sure you use it within 7 days. Keep it in the refrigerator, and it is going to be absolutely fabulous. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, honey, and I will talk to y'all later.
Playing in the kitchen. Simply Food by TY. We hope that you enjoyed it. Simply Food by TY. If you haven't took the time, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Simply Food.